Yo, Cultural Confederates! Happy Friday. Welcome back to the channel. Cultural Confederacy here. So between Trump saying that he's going to put his political enemies in jail with the National Guard, or however he's going to do it, and calling for Liz Cheney to go before a firing squad, the Politico wants you to be concerned. They want you to be concerned. Title of the article here, She Saw January 6th Coming. Here's what worries her now. The founder of a private intelligence firm says far-right extremists are ramping up before the election. Where's your evidence of this? I haven't seen any stories about this, but apparently the Politico is reporting this. And this is a story by Betsy Woodruff Swan. Now, Betsy Woodruff Swan is a national correspondent focused on federal law enforcement, including the Department of Justice and Homeland Security. Who knew? So, there's a really funny part of this article. And you've got to go all the way down to the article to find this. So I'm just going to give you a taste of this. But you should be scared. Because of the Trump mob. You should be really scared of the Trump mob. Because on November 5th, if things don't go their way, they're going to try to overthrow the government, overturn the results of the election. They're going to storm the Capitol again like they did on January 6th. Right, I've got another bridge to sell you, another car for sale. So it says here, as a mob of Donald Trump supporters ransacked the Capitol on January 6th, you're a mob. Those of you who support MAGA, you're a mob or a Trump. Now, I didn't vote for Trump. But if you're going to be fair, Politico, and you're really worried about election interference or these extremist groups, you should be worried about extremist groups from the right and the left. Well, no, we can't do that because we have to go after one side, you see. Proving my point once again why you need more than two voices in the political spectrum here, in the fray here. But as this mob of Donald Trump supporters ransacked the Capitol on January 6, 2021, and they let the cat out of the bag here, Rita Katz was sickened but not surprised. She was sickened. She was so sickened she didn't know what to do. She runs a company called SITE, S-I-T-E Intelligence Group, which tracks online extremism, and she'd been seeing rising chatter suggesting the Electoral College certification could turn violent, with far-right extremists discussing plans to rush police officers, bring guns to Capitol Hill, and storm the chambers of Congress. Oh my God! It's the mob! SITE sent a series of bulletins to subscribers, which include law enforcement and national security agencies around the world, but the violence caught Capitol Police and the Pentagon off guard. It caught you off guard. You knew there was going to be a large crowd there, and somehow you got caught off guard at Capitol Hill? Really? Got another bridge to sell you, another car for sale, land in Arizona, limited time offer, act now. Now, Katz tells Politico magazine the threats in the 2024 election season are different than they were 4 years ago. How exactly? And in some ways, worse. In fact, much, much worse. Far worse than you ever imagined. How proactive and organized the far right has become, this is very, very alarming for me, she said. Katz, who spoke in her individual capacity and not on behalf of the company, so she's speaking on herself, not for the company here. Warned that in addition to the threats of election-related violence, extremists were pledging to become poll watchers and intimidate even legal immigrants from voting on Election Day. Not illegal immigrants, but legal immigrants. Explain that to one to me. And all that's happening in an environment where Elon Musk's X, say that 5 times, formerly known as Twitter, has dramatically pared back its content moderation policies, allowing dangerous conspiracy theories to flourish like never before. Show me the dangerous conspiracy theories here. But it says, this conversation has been edited for length and clarity. Really now? So tell me about your... Now, this article, rather, is divided into sections. So it's got these subheadlines, tell me about, or sections, tell me about your group tracking these extremists online. Can't get through the article here, can I? Well, we basically go after extremist communities by going where their followers are. We don't go on the internet and start searching, hey, where can I find extremist communities? Okay. When I started site as one of the founders in 2002, our methodology was always to be in the heart of extremist communities, monitoring them, and as they spread out to different platforms and other venues, then we go with them. Basically, site goes wherever they go. Back in 2002, I didn't know there was a Trump mob back in 2002. You were eagerly pardon me, I can't even talk tonight. I'm trying to wake up for the overnight shift here. You were early to spotlight threats from the far right in the run-up to January 6th. How does October of 2024 look different from October 2020? So this came out yesterday on Halloween. There are very important differences how proactive and organized the far right has become. That is very, very alarming for me. It's very alarming for her. They're being organized within the same platforms that had penetrated and organized before January 6th. One of the main ones was the Donald, which changed the name to the Patriots. We see the massive swell of conspiracy theories and Civil War predictions. That was before. What we're seeing today is a very, very clear, organized, mobilized election process similar to Stop the Steal, only it started long before. So again, a very long article. So I'm just going to skip down to the bottom of this. There's another section here. When people say they are signing up to be poll watchers and election observers, do you take them at their word, or do you view them as just keyboard warriors? I don't see any reason not to believe them. They said they would be traveling to January 6th. They said they were going to hang Mike Pence. Figuratively speaking, Mike Pence was never hung. In fact, I don't think Mike Pence is hung. Almost everything they said happened. I don't see a reason not to believe them. Some of them already claim they are poll watchers. Oh my God, we got to watch out for those poll watchers out there. Dangerous people. And on it goes here. Are you seeing calls for violence and planning in the same channels and platforms? I think we're seeing much, much more this time. More about the poll watchers and elections and fraud. And this started much earlier. Some of them really think that the election was stolen and that you can blame them because they didn't protect the election. Because of that, they are calling for much, much more violence. Where's your evidence of this? You're not giving examples here. Where are people on the right calling for violence in this election cycle? I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it reported. In fact, the closest thing we've seen so far are people in like Seattle and places like that. Was it Portland? I can't remember. Where they were burning ballot boxes. They feel that everything is done by the Democrats as their enemy, and they have no reason to believe that this election is true. So, they asked the question, to be fair, Politico's trying to be fair here. So they talk about, are you worried about threats from the other side? Oh, here's one of the subheadlines for you. One pistol clip can change the balance of power as Congress, or the balance of power in Congress, wholly prepared for a mass casualty event. Like I said, can't talk today. So, now, for some reason, this photo is not showing here. I don't know if it's something with the article. But there's supposed to be an illustration with images of January 6th at the Capitol, the Pentagon on September 11th, and images from the 2018 shooting at the Republican Congressional baseball practice. Wait a minute. Wasn't Steve Scalise, wasn't he a Republican that got shot during this baseball practice or baseball game? I'm a little confused here. 9/11 has nothing to do with the 2016 or 2020 election. We were attacked on 9/11. I was there, I know. I worked in the travel industry when it happened. What's another headline they have, or subheadline? What are your top 2 or 3 concerns for Election Day throughout the inauguration? We're just working through this, okay, tonight? Of course, I'm worried about Election Day violence and voter intimidation, but I'm truly, truly terrified of what might happen when the winner is announced. If Harris wins, tens of millions of Americans will refuse to accept the result. How do you know that for sure? Some percentage of these people will be willing to act to carry out violence in support of their belief, especially if Donald Trump will give the signal. Do you worry about, here you go, folks, do you worry about violence conducted by people on the other side of the spectrum if Trump wins? Antifa and the far left in general is a problem. There's no doubt about that. But do I worry about the Democrats carrying out violence if he wins? Much, much less to almost none. She's not worried about the other side committing violence here. It's just you Trump supporters, you see. Thank you, Politico. Round of applause to the Politico for being fair and balanced, right? Fair and balanced, my ass. So I thought I'd share this with you. Thanks for letting me stumble my way through this. Hope you enjoyed the video. One take type tonight. If you did, you know what to do. You can follow me at Instagram, #JasonComposes, because I write music in my spare time. Or you can go to X, Culture Confederacy, at Culture Confed 1 on X. And now you can find me at Substack. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out. Stay safe, everybody. God bless this thing called the United States. I'll catch you next time. And y'all have a great Friday night. Take care.